Why mushrooms for you? What happened in your experience that made mushrooms the thing for you?
I mean, that answer has some pretty deep mycelial roots itself. The the short answer is exactly what you just said. When I found mushrooms or mushrooms found me, they were just this organism of endless fascination. And I watched that very classic Paul Stamets video, 6 Ways Mushrooms Can Save the World. And I was blown away. I was like, why are we not talking about this? Like environmental degradation support with like oil spills and returning things like pollutants into beautiful ecosystems and the high powered immunity support that they give. There was just like so many things, like making biomaterials out of them. And that's just like a few of the applications. And then we get into medicinal applications. And I was like, here are these beings that, like you said, we didn't even really have a significant place for them. They're not plants or they're not animals. Okay. But like the queendom of fungi is probably the most under known or under talked about species or like section of species in, or at least maybe prior to 2 years ago in the world, or at least in North American world. And here they were. And I was like, I need to just find everything out about these that I can. And that has deep roots into my own story of loss, losing my mother when I was really young to cancer. And pretty much from 9 years old, I just started asking really deep questions about life and how life worked and what were the systems of support that made life good or hard, or why do we suffer, or how can we better support each other? Like those big questions floating around in a 9-year-old's head. And that really, like, that was my initiating, my ethos moment, and everything from my life propelled from there. And it led to my studies about holistic health and sustainability and environmental regeneration and intentional communities. And I just kept following this trail of curiosity and all of these different spheres of looking at different ways we build a relationship with our health and, the health of ourselves, the health of our communities, the health of our earth. And then I came to mushrooms and I was like, wow, you touch all of these spheres in the most beautiful ways and the most like undiscovered kind of ways. And yeah, as soon as I found out about that, I was like, I need to learn as much as I can. Went on the slippery slope you did and ended up at a place called the Fungi Academy and learned how to cultivate them and about like ceremonial practice and how to use them in permaculture and all these kinds of things. But yeah, that was really my kind of aha mushrooms moment. Was as soon as I started looking, it was just this whole world that opened up. And yeah, it was just like, they are the answer to a lot of things, or at least one answer that can solve a lot of things or help a lot of things. So how do we make them more accessible? How do we bring them to people? How do we educate? And all that stuff that we said at the beginning.
Yeah,